Across the nation, the opioid epidemic continues to devastate communities and families, with fentanyl taking a deadly toll. We've lost too many parents, children, relatives, and friends. All are children of God taken far too soon. The good news is there's hope. We've worked hard to boost access to treatment while also reducing the stigma around asking for help. We've made a lot of progress, but we still have a long way to go, and I'm confident we'll get there. Tourism is essential to Kentucky. It's an industry filled with amazing leaders. It's an industry that brings joy to families across the world and across Kentucky, including my own. But it also brings good jobs. It boosts our economy, and it supports our local communities. We're not looking at the same Kentucky anymore. Thanks to the work of everyone here, we're welcoming people to our new Kentucky home, one filled with opportunity and prosperity. Kentucky is on that biggest economic winning streak we've ever been on, and today we get to announce that the numbers are in, and 2023 was officially the best year in Kentucky's history for tourism's economic impact. From our strong bourbon distilleries to our small business owners who are investing in Kentucky, to our hotel clerks and our staffs at attraction and restaurants, this success is your success. Y'all are the people welcoming these travelers into our state, and you are helping them create unforgettable memories and keep them coming back to the Commonwealth. So I want to say thank you. From going to work, driving your children to school or church, or going to see loved ones, Kentuckians deserve to get there and back home safely. This monumental project, four-laning the Mountain Parkway, a decades-old project that some said was impossible, but we're getting the job done. Because when we make a promise to the people of Kentucky, we see it through. That's the right thing to do. What we're doing here is making intra-generational change. Change that will reverberate through the decades. At the end of the day, I think that's why all of us in government do these jobs. We want to look back and say we changed our community. We created more opportunity for every single family that's out there, regardless of their politics, regardless of where they live. We have a chance to do special things, to push out all that noise and to say, how fast can we sprint forward together? How can we think about things differently to provide for our people? How we can bring more prosperity that our families will see for decades to come. So let's keep after it. Let's not rest for a minute and make sure that everybody is a part of the prosperity to come. Our parks have something for everyone. Hiking, history, golf, fishing, boating, caving, watching wildlife, or relaxing by the marina or at the pool. Our state parks are treasures and are truly the finest in the country. And today, we celebrate 100 years of our parks offering unforgettable experiences to families near and far. So to everybody who's joined us today, happy 100th anniversary. Hey everybody, it's Andy. It has been an exciting couple of weeks and we've welcomed a lot of new followers and friends. We hope you'll stick around because we've got great things going on in Kentucky. We've broken every economic development record. We're creating better jobs at higher wages, bringing healthcare to all corners of our Commonwealth. We are taking our place as a national leader and we can't wait to share all the good news with each of you. So once again, stick around, invite your friends. Let's create a better Kentucky. Let's create a better United States of America. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Andy, and welcome to this week's Team Kentucky Update. On Tuesday night, the people of Kentucky overwhelmingly rejected Amendment 2. They sent a clear message that in Kentucky, public dollars are for public schools, period. This should end any and all debate, and this should end any attempts to take money away from our public schools to send them to unaccountable private schools. So now, let's focus on the work of fully funding our public schools, providing our educators with real raises, and implementing universal pre-K all across the Commonwealth. The people have spoken, and it's our job to carry their will forward. Also, on Tuesday night, based on Tuesday night, I want to congratulate Pamela Goodwine, who will be our next Supreme Court Justice. Third, when I think of our Kentucky results, despite the presidential election and how lopsided it was in Kentucky, the numbers of Republicans and Democrats in our state House and Senate did not change. That, to me, sends a clear message that voters expect us to work together and to continue to get things done. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. And finally, we saw overwhelming support at the polls for our new system of medical cannabis. Part of the new system for medical cannabis allowed local governments to make decisions about whether to let businesses operate in their jurisdiction or to let voters decide. 21 county governments initially made the decision to opt out, meaning there wouldn't be medical cannabis businesses. 39 made the decision to directly authorize these businesses, and 53 county governments decided to let their voters decide. For our cities, 53 opted out or were opted out by action of their county, 184 decided to stay in. So on Tuesday, voters in 106 cities and counties voted. And today I'm pleased to announce all 106 voted in favor of allowing medical cannabis businesses to operate in their communities. In every single place that medical cannabis was put on the ballot, it won, meaning citizens of every part of Kentucky said that it is time and they want to see this option in their community. We'll be confirming these numbers as soon as the State Board of Elections has final certified results. But this signals what we've known for a long time, which is the jury is no longer out on medical cannabis. Kentuckians overwhelmingly want families, friends, and neighbors who have serious medical conditions like cancer, multiple sclerosis, or PTSD to have safe and affordable access. We're going to keep our promise to make sure that they will. Today, I also want to provide a quick economic development update as we continue to welcome the growth of new and existing businesses throughout the Commonwealth. Since I took office, we've announced now over 1,000 new location and expansion projects for a total private sector investment that now exceeds $33 billion, the most under any governor. And now we are nearing 56,000 new jobs. Our tremendously skilled workforce is a key factor in contributing to that success. So today we're highlighting the continued investment in the Commonwealth's mission of developing, maintaining, and retaining our world-class workforce. as over 8,775 Kentuckians are expected to receive skills training thanks to support provided through the Bluegrass State Skills Corporation. This month's approvals include workforce training support for employees at the following companies: Prudent Holdings USA in Lexington, Kentucky Alliance Training Consortium in Georgetown, the Bluegrass Training Consortium in Georgetown, the Training Consortium of South Central Kentucky in Bowling Green, WPT Nonwovens in Beaver Dam. They recently did an expansion. We're grateful for that. Comfrey in Hopkinsville, Nationwide Uniform Corporation in Hodgenville. I visited them not long ago. Benda Lutz in Independence, Summit Polymers in Mount Sterling, Forcia Automotive Seating in Simpsonville, Metalsa Structural Products in E-Town, that makes the chassis for most of the F-150s made in the United States. It's a huge employer. Logan Aluminum, also a major employer in Russellville. State Industries in Florence, Body Coat Surface Technology in Hebron, Powell Valley Millwork in Clay City, Florida Tile in Lexington, that came through and helped with a number of our homes in the rebuilding, especially after the tornadoes, and Progress Rail Services in Corbin. Equipping our workforce with the tools they need to thrive is a huge part of our mission to build a better Kentucky, and we're making great progress thanks to this important support through the Bluegrass State Skills Corporation. I can attest how important this program is, as it's one of the talking points we have with companies that are looking at Kentucky when we're talking about not just how to bring them workforce, but ultimately how to train them. This is one of the most popular programs. We're really proud of it, and it's certainly benefiting the people of Kentucky. I'm also happy to share news of a recent announcement that could mean additional energy-related investment and job creation in Kentucky. We've already seen great progress in this space. We have active clean energy technology projects in Eastern, Central, and Western Kentucky totaling over $670 million in investments. And that is before the nearly $1.4 billion that's available to Eastern Kentucky Power to add new energy, as well as to make sure that we have the green renewable energy portfolio that so many companies are demanding. Those are all in addition to the 27 EV-related announcements totaling $11.7 billion and more than 10,280 full-time jobs. So we're building on that success. So the U.S. Department of Energy recently announced $428 million in funding for 14 projects to support domestic clean energy manufacturing throughout the country. One of those projects is from Anthro Energy, which is a California-based business that's considering a new location in Louisville. The project was selected for a nearly $25 million grant to establish the first large-scale U.S.-owned and operated advanced electrolyte production facility. The technology is used in lithium-ion battery cells for electric vehicles, defense applications, and consumer electronics. This is a project that would bring 115 good jobs to our state, but it's important to note that while it is good news, it's the beginning of a process. The selection for DOE funding is just the first step. We're continuing to work with the company to work towards making this project a reality, but we're grateful for the Department of Energy in providing this grant. We want to thank the leaders at Anthro Energy for considering the Commonwealth. Next up, we received some good news from the Delta Regional Authority in late October. The Delta Regional Authority serves the lower Mississippi Delta region of the United States, which includes 21 counties in western Kentucky. I'm proud to serve as the governor chair of the DRA, just like I was proud to serve in the same role for the Appalachian Regional Commission last year. Late last month, the DRA announced that over $1.9 million in funds was coming to western Kentucky. These will go towards 6 projects. The projects include $509,000 for the Murray-Callaway Industrial Authority. They're building a training center to support our people in areas impacted by the tornadoes, helping them land jobs in skilled trades. We have a video from Mark Manning, Director of the Industrial Authority.
Hello, I'm Ben Weithman, Executive Director of the Henderson County Riverport in Henderson, Kentucky. I'm pleased to share with you our recent Delta Regional Authority grant award of $150,000 for new freight handling equipment. This was made possible through the Green River Area Development District, who wrote the grant, and Governor Beshear's office. With this grant, we will be able to replace units that have reached their end of life with new, more fuel efficient, lower emissions, and safer equipment. This will allow our Riverport to more efficiently handle our local and regional partners' freight that comes to us via barge, rail, and truck. We are grateful to Governor Beshear for his commitment to Kentucky Riverports, recognizing the important role our ports play in providing our partners the ability to access national and international markets for both the purchase of raw materials needed in the manufacturing process and the ability to ship their finished goods worldwide. Maintaining the economic viability of our riverports is a key piece in our economic development efforts.
In this Henderson as opposed to Murray. Okay, so that video was actually from Henderson, which received $150,000 to support the Riverport, which means the video makes more sense with that context. That was Ben Weithman, director of the Riverport. So now if we have it, okay, we do not have the video from Mark Manning with us, but congratulations on $509,000 going to the Murray Callaway Industrial Authority. In total, this represents nearly $2 million investment from the DRA. Okay, this Monday is a very important day. It is Veterans Day. In Kentucky, we believe that honoring the heroes who bravely served our country and our Commonwealth is a sacred duty. Our military veterans represent the best of Team Kentucky and of the United States of America, and we are working hard to support them. The Kentucky Department of Veterans Affairs is currently serving 40,000 veterans, distributing $48 million in benefits each month. And we have a total of 77,000 veterans receiving $1.4 billion in compensation and pensions each year. And for our military families, in fiscal year 2025 alone, the department's issued 421 tuition waivers to spouses and dependents, totaling over $13 million in college education scholarships. Do we have a video on that? Okay, I think we've got a video talking about the important work of those scholarships.
Hi, I'm LaShonda, and I'm a Kentucky National Guard Tuition Award recipient.
My name is Caleb Thornhill, and I am a Kentucky National Guard Tuition Award recipient.
Because of the Kentucky Lottery, I was able to graduate from University of Louisville debt-free.
I was fortunate to have a way for school to be paid for.
I was fortunate enough to be able to give my daughter the life that she deserves.
I was fortunate to get my degree in a timely manner.
Without the National Guard Tuition Award, I probably would not be in school because of finances and the difficulty of trying to pay tuition.
Because of the Kentucky Lottery, I was able to join the military. This all came together, gave me the opportunity I really needed.
So that is the Kentucky Lottery-funded National Guard Tuition Award Program, which is allowing more of our Guard members to receive an education. And that is on top of the 421 tuition waivers with over $13 million in college education scholarships for our military families. I'm also proud of the work that Brittany's doing to support the Purple Star School program in Kentucky. We'll see her in just a minute in the update. Kentucky has over 40,000 military children. These children make sacrifices daily so their loved ones can serve and protect our great country. From deployment to relocation, these challenges can be difficult for families, but programs like this can help. And in a little over 2 years, we've recognized over 120 schools in 32 counties with the Purple Star Award. And we're going to keep pushing for more because every military kid deserves the best. I'm proud to say our Department of Veterans Affairs team has also won their 4th straight VA Abraham Lincoln Pillars of Excellence Award for customer service. That means our veterans are getting the best service in the country from any state, or at least we share that award with a couple of other states. And last month, we announced that KDVA has seen increases in staffing and residency at our 4 state veteran centers. That was one of the areas that before raises we were struggling to get people, which ultimately is the number of veterans we can serve and the quality at which we can do it. We're also making good on the state's pledge to build a 5th facility for veterans, the new Robert E. Spiller Veterans Center in Warren County. The new center is nearly complete and is set to open in January. We're expecting to start admitting veterans to the facility in March or in April. We're proud to also support our veterans organizations through the Veteran Program Trust Fund. And we launched the PTSD and suicide awareness events at our KDVA Disabled American Veterans chapters so we can bring awareness to the importance of mental health in our veterans communities. And we're ensuring more of our veteran stories will be shared with the new exhibit at the Kentucky Historical Society, Our Stories, Our Service, Kentucky's Women Veterans. Brittany and Lila toured it earlier this year alongside women currently serving in our Kentucky National Guard. So as we approach Veterans Day, it's important we take time each year, that we take time this year to honor and to show respect for our veterans, because we must also commit to the hard work of being worthy of their sacrifices all year long. Our veterans are the best of us. Time and time again, they've answered the call to protect this country. Kentuckians from all walks of life have defended our liberties, sacrificing everything so that we can be safe. We honor those who fought on behalf and in our defense, and we thank those that sacrificed their time, their health, and sometimes even their lives. We pray for those that continue to serve. We are the home of the free because of the brave, and on Veterans Day, we can say thank you for the bravery and the courage of our veterans here in Kentucky and across the United States. Next, we have an update on the Eastern Kentucky Safe Fund. Like I've said from day one, we will stand with Eastern Kentucky until every home and every life is rebuilt. And we saw those devastating floods almost 2.5 years ago, but we are still showing up time and time again, still bringing funding, still building homes, still helping our school systems to get back on their feet. We're going to continue this until the job is done. So today I'm proud to announce another award from the East Kentucky State Aid for Emergencies Fund, or the SAFE Fund. We are providing more than $5.6 million to the Perry County School District to help cover additional expenses they had due to the floods as they have worked to rebuild Buckhorn School and Robinson Elementary. And as governor, but as parents, we're always going to put education first. That means supporting our public schools, especially after natural disasters. Thank you to all of our teachers and educators, all the public school staffing in Eastern Kentucky for everything you've done, for rising to what seemed like an insurmountable challenge, to being there in the moments after the floods, because all the relief centers were in our public schools, of making sure that you took care of the people around you. And it is our pleasure to help provide the funding to make sure you get the very best of the best moving into the future. Thank you to the General Assembly for stepping up and for funding this and the Western Kentucky Safe Fund. They have been critical in getting our counties, our cities, and our school districts back up on their feet when the costs would have been insurmountable. This is a great Team Kentucky effort that's putting the people of our state first, especially those that have been through the worst of the worst, and not letting politics get in the way. All right. With that, I'm turning it over for a couple updates to our First Lady, and I'll be back with a couple of final pieces.
All right. Hi, everyone. I want to remind Kentuckians that enrollment is now open for healthcare coverage through our state-based marketplace, Connect. This means if you don't have health coverage through your employer or through Medicaid or Kentucky Children's Health Insurance Program, known as KCHIP, Medicare, or TRICARE, then you can enroll in a plan today through Connect. The deadline to enroll is January 15th. Do not delay. If you have questions, we have a team of connectors and insurance agents who are here to help at no cost. They will guide you through the process of finding quality, affordable health coverage that is the best fit for you and your family. If you need assistance or if you are ready to enroll, please go to connect.ky.gov or call 1-855-4CONNECT. That's 1-855-459-6328. Kentuckians who enroll in a plan by midnight on December 15th can get a full year of coverage that starts January 1st, 2025. Those who enroll after December 15th, but before January 15th, will have coverage that starts on February 1st. Andy and I believe that healthcare is a human right. His administration is committed to making sure all of our people have access. This is really important to me, not only as First Lady, as a mom, and as a human being. You do not know what might happen. You do not know when that healthcare coverage could save your life. Together, we can make sure everyone has the care and the support that they need. Also, I want to give an update on the Team Kentucky Gallery. We are accepting submissions for this spring's exhibit, which will run from January to June. This art exhibit celebrates our Commonwealth and is located right here in our capital. Andy and I would like to encourage artists and photographers from across Kentucky to submit their work for consideration. Submissions are due by Friday, December 13th. Works will be chosen for the gallery by December 18th. Selected artists and photographers will be notified. There's no specific theme this time around. Instead, we hope that Kentuckians will use their creativity and imagination to express what makes this state special to them. You can submit digital copies of your work through the application on the gallery's website, which you can see on the screen. That's governor.ky.gov/gallery. The application page also includes submission requirements and guidelines, so please take a look at those before you send in your submission. The Team Kentucky Gallery lets us showcase the incredible talent we have right here in our Commonwealth. Andy and I know that Kentucky's arts and humanities industry has a huge influence on our state, generating more than $6.5 billion with a B in economic impact, enriching our culture, our education, and our tourism. In each Team Kentucky Gallery exhibition, we have seen amazing new perspectives on what brings Kentuckians together, from the natural beauty of our state to our shared values and our resilience. We can't wait to see what the next batch of artwork brings. That's it.
Thank you. Today, I also want to talk about a new opportunity for our cities and counties, one that will mean better, safer infrastructure for all Kentuckians. The County City Bridge Improvement Program is a new program that the legislature authorized in the 2024 session. Folks, we can build the best state highways in the nation, and we're doing that. But we need the best local roads and bridges to connect our communities to them. That's why I'm proud this bridge program will dedicate $25 million each year in the 2025 and 2026 fiscal years to address bridges that are closed or have posted traffic limitations. This funding will repair or replace bridges linking local communities to the rest of the state so all Kentuckians can get to work, school, hospitals, and everywhere they need to be safely and efficiently. And now's the time for cities and counties to apply. The Phase 1 funding deadline for the 2025 fiscal year is December 13th, which allows time for the submitted projects to be reviewed and evaluated for a first round of awards. Applications for Phase 2 funding will begin December 16th and conclude at the end of February, and a third round will take place March through May. For county and city officials who have a bridge that is closed or has posted traffic limitations, you need to complete the Local Bridges 101 training by contacting your Chief District Engineer's office in your local highway district. Your highway district office will assist with necessary recommendations as you make plans for repair and or replacement of the bridge. This is just one more example of how we're trying to build a better future here in Kentucky. Since 2020, my administration has invested billions into vital transportation projects across the Commonwealth to strengthen our economy. With programs like this, we're going to get even stronger. All right, as a last update for our Team Kentucky All-Stars, tomorrow is a big day because tomorrow we're going to cut the ribbon on the West Louisville Norton's Hospital. This is the first hospital in that community in over 150 years. For that period of time, so many people have had to either drive far too long or take far too many buses to get to healthcare appointments that were not in their community. This is making good on a promise to make sure every community is lifted up, and it comes with a whole bunch of jobs. Let's watch a preview.
There's never been, to my knowledge, a place where one can go and get help on many different levels. And to have this beacon of hope here now at 28th and Broadway, it's nothing short of a miracle. It is a blessing. It is well received, well deserved, and long overdue.
I'd like to tell people West Louisville residents didn't just fall out of the sky. You know, we've been here for a long time. This just makes it a lot closer to home, where if you need to see a specialist, if you need to see primary care, both pediatric and adults, along with extended hours, and including a pharmacy too. It's in your neighborhood, you don't have to go far. When you walk through our doors, we will treat you, but the idea is that we're healing folks in a different way. And so people that for years and years didn't trust doctors, they didn't trust, medicine, they didn't trust healthcare workers. When we say access to care, that means access to taking care of the whole patient, mind, body, and soul. And you can get that under one roof in one facility.
Our hospital beds overlook greenery because there's a direct correlation between greenery and health. We listened to the community. They wanted local artists all through the building. That's what you see. They wanted a place where you could have community fellowship. We've got a community room right there. It's not so much the West End Hospital, it's our hospital.
We have approximately 400 jobs for West Louisville Hospital. Good paying jobs, good opportunities, not just doctors and nurses. We literally hired within the community. And so as we get through, a beautiful ribbon cutting and celebrate with the community, when we see first patient here on 11/11, the amount of joy and the sense of pride is just kind of like, yes, we really did this. It's here, we're here to stay.
When you look at that hospital project, the Goodwill Opportunity campus that's next door, as well as the Stellar Snacks announcement, where I think we're going to cut the ribbon in a week and a day, you're talking about 1,000 new jobs in those neighborhoods. It is really exciting. And while not enough, it's a great start, and hopefully a beacon of hope and something that pushes us further and further and further along. Now, to this week's Team Kentucky All-Stars. First, I want to remind everyone about what being a Team Kentucky All-Star is all about. This is a time we take to spread some kindness by recognizing someone's hard work or talent. This week, we have to recognize all the poll workers who volunteered. They help everyone know where to go at each polling location and how to make their voices heard. They help all of us to exercise the bedrock of our democracy. Let's all give them a big thank you, and a big thank you to all of our poll workers throughout Kentucky. These folks are the heroes of democracy, volunteering their time to help provide a free and fair election for all of us. And let's keep the kindness going. I encourage each of you this week to take time to say thank you to somebody important in your life, or someone who is helping you and your family. Remember, every act of kindness has an amazing and huge impact on the person you direct it at, but it also has a major impact on you. Being kind helps each of us to not only feel better, but it lifts up somebody, and you never know when they're in that tough moment. It doesn't take a lot of effort. Maybe we don't do it enough each day, but just a compliment or doing something nice for somebody around you makes you a Team Kentucky All-Star as well. Remember, life's short, so do good things and be kind to each other. With that, we'll open it up to questions. We have 3 journalists, 2 in the room and 1 on the line. We'll start with Tom Latek.
Thank you, Governor, and good afternoon. Donald Trump has made no secret of the fact he's not really big on alternative energy sources, EV vehicles, that kind of thing. Do you think that a new Trump administration is going to hurt Kentucky, who has a lot of investment going on the EV especially?
So the question is about the new Trump administration, maybe statements or claim policies about energy projects or EV projects. Well, I started my day in Ohio today, speaking to their Chamber of Commerce in Columbus. They have I think, $20 billion project funded by the CHIPS and Sciences Act, at least in part. Here in Kentucky, we have over $11 billion in EV projects with 10,000 jobs. Both of these states voted for former President Trump. And both of our states have a large Republican congressional delegation. And both of our states are about to have senators, or do have senators from that party. This is going to be the test for our federal delegation. of being a part of Team Kentucky first before being a part of any political party. There are 10,000 jobs on the line here in Kentucky. And it's my hope that not just every member of our delegation will step up to ensure they continue in the future, but that also the new Trump administration sees that they are jobs, helping out working people. Many of these are really good jobs that you don't have to have a college degree for, and that you can raise a family, own a home. These are jobs that bring dignity, where you can better the lives of the families around you. And so they'll have transition. They'll have time to move from campaign and campaign rhetoric to looking at ramifications of any policy. I'm going to do my best to try to educate or to try to provide the information on the impacts in Kentucky. And I know Governor DeWine will be doing that in Ohio. New Governor Braun in Indiana, there are a lot of jobs there. So my hope is that if this incoming administration is going to really focus on the economy and jobs, like former President Trump has talked about, he'll see the importance of these projects. Carolina.
Governor, I have two today. Overall, what are your thoughts on the outcome of the presidential race? And then turning to 2028, your name is already part of some very early conversations out there. Would you be considering presidential run?
Well, first question is about Tuesday's presidential election. Vice President Harris put together a good campaign in a short amount of time. She focused on everyday challenges to people's lives, a middle class tax cut, expanding the child tax credit, affordable housing, all things that could lift up every American. I'm disappointed that ultimately that effort came up short, and for many of us who hope to see an end to anger politics and a restoration of civility in the way not just that we talk to each other, but the way that we run. And certainly disappointing in the result from that standpoint. But my job is to wake up the next day and do my job, which I was doing yesterday and doing today, to make sure I continue to create good jobs, that we expand healthcare like we're going to do tomorrow all across the Commonwealth, that we continue to invest in infrastructure. Everything we've seen at today's Team Kentucky update is an investment in all of our people. And I continue to believe that the most important things in people's lives aren't political, and that they are willing to consider any candidate who truly speaks to and works on those issues. That's your job and how much you make. That's your next doctor's appointment and how much it costs. That's the roads and bridges you drive and how safe they are. That's the public school you drop your kids off at, and making it the best we possibly can. And it's public safety in our communities. Those are the things I'm going to continue to work on. Let me just say, proud to be the governor of Kentucky. I'm excited to continue to be governor every single day for the rest of my term. We'll see what the future holds in the future. But right now, my only focus is on this job, is about making sure I continue to stand up for Kentuckians and all Americans to ensure that their rights are respected. I will work with any administration when it benefits Kentucky. I will oppose any administration when it hurts Kentucky or threatens our democracy. My job is to serve the people of Kentucky and the people of the United States when called to do it. And that's what I'll be doing these next 3 years and I think 1 week. All right, now we got Josh James on the line.
Hi, Governor. Thanks for taking my question. Another election-related one, I suppose. What message do you think your party should take from the results of the presidential election? And do you think Democrats need to change their messaging, both at home and nationwide?
Well, the pundits, I'm sure, will do a lot of analysis over the coming weeks and months. But I think first we've got to recognize that Vice President Harris had a short period of time. She generated a lot of energy, but ultimately came up short. And certainly the result is disappointing. Where I am is where I was before the election. It's how I run, but how I try to govern is about finding common ground and then using common sense approaches to move forward in that common ground. Think about it. We just showed the medical marijuana results from this last election. That was something where the people of Kentucky had found common ground. And ultimately, I had to work with and move a Republican supermajority that said it never happened while I'm governor. And guess what? It passed. It's up and running, and every single place it was on the ballot supported it. Look at what we've done in terms of job creation. A Republican supermajority and a governor, and and a governor of a different party have set, every record in every aspect in what we're doing and where we're going. The people of this state, let me start, despite a massive win by President Trump here, elected the same number of Democrats and Republicans to the House, the state House, and the state Senate. That's only, I think, the case in a couple of states, even across the United States. What they're saying is they want us to get things done. And I think voters are less ideological than many try to put in the analysis. I think they're more focused on who will get things done, who will find common ground, and ultimately who will work for them and those everyday needs that they're facing. And again, not to belabor it, but that's your job. And whether it pays enough to support your family. That's your next doctor's appointment, not just for yourself, but your parents and your kids. It's the roads and bridges that we drive on every day. It's the public school we drop our kids off at, and it's public safety in our communities. When we focus on those things, we don't move a state or a country to the right or the left. We move it forward for everyone. And in this country, the need to come back together, to find that common ground, and to stop worrying about left or right, but how about all marching forward together? Sounds pretty good to me, and I'm pretty proud of how we've been able to do that these last several years in Kentucky. All right, everybody, thank you very much. We'll be back at the next Team Kentucky update.